Hi, so today's cards are pulled from the Wild Offering Oracle, and this is by a lady called Tosha Silver. Okay, and this is to do with Lord Ganesh. So the back of the cards are very, very pretty. Lovely picture of Lord Ganesh on the back. And so I thought I'd ask what is relevant for the group, the collective. And I got, first of all, solitude. And I thought, oh, that's referring to me, because the wording on the card said, once you embrace the inner divine of your own sacred solitude, the right people arrive at the right time, exactly on schedule, without forcing or chasing. And I thought, oh, well, okay, that's always a good bit of advice for someone. You know, we've all been in solitude, we've all been sort of keeping ourselves to ourselves, even whether we're in a family or by ourselves. You know, we've all had to go through a bit of solitude because of what's been going on in the world. And then I thought, oh, I'll pull a card again because it's not, you know, all about just single people, my way of thinking. And then the next minute it came up with companionships. And the wording on the card more or less says the same. It says, when you fully bless and embrace your aloneness, you're ready for the ones who are meant to be with you. May I welcome the solitude, knowing it will open its way for all healthy relationships. So they said the same thing. Doesn't matter whether you've been alone, doesn't matter whether you've been in relationships, you have to embrace your aloneness. Now, aloneness is not about being alone. Aloneness is being in your own space, being in your own energy, being in your own awareness. So we'll see what they have to add, because we've just come through and are still on the tail end of an 11:11 portal. So we'll see what little advice they have to give us. Yes, we're Erasmus, this one's group, and we are going to talk to you about our take, shall we call it, on solitude and aloneness. Because there are times in your life when you will need to be alone, or you are made to be alone. And the only difference is one you have chosen, and the other your soul or higher self has chosen, because they feel that it is time for you to reflect on who you are, where you have come from, and what your plans for the future are. And this is not just a frivolous activity, to we call it. It is a time where you are being asked to look at where you really want to be. Do you want to continue in the job, we should call it, that you are currently in? Now, when we use the word job, we will add on role as well, because many of you will start to think of, I am a mother, I am a father, I am an office worker, I am whatever. And these are roles, these are jobs, these are not your true essence. And so you must look at yourself. Am I in balance? Am I a spiritual person? Am I connected to the divine as strongly as I should be? I feel I should be? And all these questions are part of your aloneness. Of course, we realize that when you first become alone, you start to contemplate, what have I done that has caused me to be alone? And you fall into this place of abandonment issues, of the world is against me, and so on and so forth. But as you dig deeper, you realize that it is because your vibration has changed. And as was pointed out before, you have just come through and are still journeying through an 1111 portal. And many people are bringing into your awareness, if you read and watch far and wide, that this is a time of looking at yourself. This is a time of looking at, without blame, what have I done to be where I am now? So many of you will be looking through to the past, looking through what wonderful things have I done that have caused me to be where I am. But you should also look at, what things have I done to others that were not really very nice? What things have I done to others that helped them, supported them, put them on their path so that they too can gain the benefits of living a balanced and centered life? Because that is the part of the portal, is becoming community, becoming helpful, becoming together, letting go of the darkness. And as many have talked of, there is darkness coming up that needs to be healed, needs to be transmuted, needs to be changed. And what we wish you to understand is that this is all part of the process. Many of you have looked at this process and seen it with the eyes of the disbeliever, person who will think that things will go back to normal. We have to tell you that the change is in motion. Things are changing at a rapid pace, and that is why you are seeing in the world a lot of darkness being pushed into your face, we will call it, because you need to see it. And this is not out of cruelty, this is out of necessity. Because unless you look at that which is dark in the world, you cannot see what is dark in you. So many would say you have to look at your own darkness, but the world is a reflection of yourself. So when you see darkness in the world, take note of the type of darkness. Are you noticing how people are being victimized? So what is it about you that you are making yourself a victim? Are you not having the self-respect that you need to show people that I do not want to be treated this way, I do not want to be talked to this way? And you don't have to be excessively emotional. You have to stand in your energy and say no more. You may see in the world that people are homeless, and your own fear of never having a home of your own ever again starts to bubble up in you. So look at that. When in your life did this happen to you? And what do you have to do to let go of that darkness, that fear of not having a place to live? What is it that is causing you to fear that you may never have a place to live? And so help yourself to change the energy so that you are back in that balanced and centered place where you know that everything is moving in the right direction for you. But the lesson you are learning at this moment in time is to help you to let go of something that you have avoided letting go of, and now you're moving into something that is more in line with the beautiful being that you are stepping into being. And this is what you must understand, is that unless you start to let go of that which no longer serves you, how can you let in that which is glorious and life-affirming? So this is one of the lessons you must learn. It is almost like the man who is holding on to a piece of wood in the middle of the ocean, and there's a wonderful boat to their side, but they are frightened to let go of the wood because I might sink to the bottom. I might be attacked by sharks. You are in the water. You are holding on to a piece of wood. You are still in the place where you can get attacked. Whereas if you move into the boat, you are in safety. You are able to go somewhere far better. And we use this image because many of you are like this. You are frightened of letting go of something that has kept you going for a very long time to move into something that will make your life glorious. And so we ask you to review this. Where in my life am I holding on to things that are making me like a shipwreck in the ocean on a piece of wood when I should be in a wonderful ship sailing the ocean to my next destination? Many of you are in fear because of what has gone on for the last, we will say in our time, a certain period. But for you, we are being told it is at least 18 months. And so we must ask you to understand that as you have moved forward through this time, things have changed, not just around you, but within you. And that is why we go back to again, for you to look at whatever is happening around you is a reflection of what is within you. So if you are starting to move into a wonderful world of support and love and being able to be in flow in your life, it is because you have allowed yourself to become in flow. But if you are still seeing a lot of anger, resentment and fear around you, then we ask you that you must start to look inside and see, what is it I need to heal? What do I need to do to help with this healing? What do I need to take part in that will get me to release this energy that I am holding on to? Many of you, it is meditation. Many of you, it is seeking advice from someone who is independent of the situation that you are in. Others of you, it is seeking healing through a group or other ways. That we ask you to start to work even more on your self-healing, even more on what is going on in your life, so that you can start to move into where you should be, rather than where your fear and your anger and your belief that the darkness is ever encompassing and winning has put you. You are all sparks of the divine, and the more that you connect to the divine, the greater your light grows. You are never separate from the divine because you are a spark of the divine, and the divine is always in connection with its pieces. Many will try and make you believe that this is not so, but it is so. You know this not just on a cellular level, but on a soul level. You know in your heart that you are connected to the divine always, even if this connection becomes just a little whisper in your heart. But if you do the work, this whisper will become louder and louder until it is a voice that guides you through your day, helping you to move where you need to move, like a captain on a ship, telling those who are keeping the ship where it needs to go, what it needs to do. So as you work more and more with the energy of this portal, let go of that which no longer serves you, things that happened to you a long time ago that you still haven't quite managed to let go of. We send you grace, we send you love, and we send you hope. So please begin the work, because once you start, the speed at which your life changes will be immense. I'll leave it there. So, it says, solitude and relationships. They always tell me you have to start with yourself, because that which you are is what attracts the same beings to you. You can't attract someone who is of a certain vibration if you aren't that vibration as well. So I will leave you there as well.